I know you're in pain right now, or you wouldn't have found my video. Your pain is the pain of not having enough money to make ends meet. You're struggling and you're worried and you don't know what you're going to do next. And all you know is that you've been praying for a way out of this pain and this anxiety and this fear, and you need help. And that's why I'm here. I'm here because He's here. He's helping us. He is helping us every day. Jesus does not want you to be afraid to ask Him for anything. And especially if you're struggling with money. You're having a hard time right now making ends meet. Maybe you're like me, you retired and thought you had it all figured out and that everything was going to be okay. You would have enough to make it from month to month until your second income came through with your Social Security or your other retirement pension plan or whatever it was. And now you're realizing that you're not okay. You're like me. You're dipping into your savings to make ends meet. You're wondering how long it's going to last. So that's what happened to me. And now I'm getting out of it and I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm getting out of it. I prayed about it. I pray for everything. I mean, whenever He says ask, well, that's what I do. I ask for everything. Everything under the sun. If it's trying to go figure out what I'm going to have to eat or what I'm going to make for supper, I'm thinking, Jesus, help me figure that out today. I mean, really, I ask Him for everything. And I wasn't afraid to ask Him to show me a way to make a second income. But I understand that some people do. Some people are afraid to ask for Him to show them a way to make extra money. And that's okay. That's okay. But you're not being greedy. You're not being selfish. Sometimes we think that we're just supposed to struggle all the time. And I have to say that when we struggle, we are closer to Him when we struggle because we call on Him more because we're struggling. And He wants us to call on Him whenever we're the good times too. He wants us to remember Him during the good times and say, hey, thank you for this great day, Jesus. I'm having a good old time. I'm out here with my kids and we're at the swim park or whatever, and we're having a great time. But sometimes we don't do that because we're happy and everything's great, so we don't think about Him as much. So when we struggle, we do call on Him more, and He's used to that, but He does want us to call on Him for everything. And that's what I did. I said I needed help. I needed to make a second income. I'm 58. I'm fixing to be 59 in a few months. And I'm running out of my savings. I thought I would make it till I was 60. I think when I was 67, I'll get my Social Security, but I had another retirement plan that I could start getting into when I was 60-ish, 61. And I really didn't plan on retiring when I did, but I was overworked and underpaid. That's another story. So I retired at that point. And that's where, but I thought I was going to be okay until the next ones came into play. But that's not how it happened because life throws us a curveball every now and then. And He knew the curveball was coming, but I didn't. And now it's here, the curveball is here, and I'm asking Him for a way to make a second income. And He was like, okay, Jenifer, I understand that curveball, hit you now, and I'm going to show you the way because I've got a plan for you. And I knew He had a plan for me. So I just had to reach out and find out and pray, what is it? And that's where I'm at. I went online. I found a training because I knew I wanted to still work from home. I wanted to have flexible hours. I wasn't opposed to learning new skills. I didn't want to go back to the 9 to 5 because it wasn't going to pay me enough. So I started searching the internet. I knew I had to learn a lot about the internet because I didn't know anything about the internet as far as working on the internet and using it as a tool to make an extra income. So that's when I thought, well, okay, because I had got a college degree and everything. I've got a business degree. And I was like, well, I knew that if I'm going to learn the internet, I got to figure out how it works and what are they doing out there to make that extra income. And so I got and started Googling, how do people make that second income online? And that's when it said digital marketing. I thought, okay, digital marketing. Well, I got to learn digital marketing. How am I going to learn digital marketing other than go through a training? So that's what I started searching for. I said, Jesus, I need to learn this digital marketing if I'm going to work out there on the internet. And that's when I started looking for a training, and I came across a YouTube video selling a way to make an extra income through digital marketing. And if I did this training and followed it step by step, I can make this additional income, and I can learn and earn at the same time. And I thought, learn and earn? I said, wow, that's great, because a lot of times you do these internships and everything, you don't get paid while you're learning, or putting something into motion. So I thought, okay, well, this is great. This is going to meet all my needs, and this is what I'm going to do. So I invested in myself. So yes, you're going to have to invest in a training. Well, I call it invested in myself, because I'm worth it. And I know if we're struggling with income, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm struggling already with my income. I need some second income. Then how am I going to afford a training? Well, if you honestly can't afford it to just pay for it outright, then, you're going to have to, there's a pay plan. You can use the pay plan, or you can put it on a credit card and pay it off. But you're going to have to pay for a training if you want a legitimate way to make and learn the internet and how to make this additional money. Because you can get scammed real easy out there. But this program, I did all the research on the program, and it's a proven program, and it actually works. There's 60,000 people in the community that the founder started this community after she started implementing her training, and then she developed a training for us, and then she developed a community around this training so that we could all help each other and support each other. And it's beautiful. It's wonderful. And we can learn and earn at the same time. Digital marketing. And digital marketing is selling digital products out there through the internet. And so you can find your calling through Jesus, whatever gift he gave you, whatever your passion is, and you can use your calling and your passion and your purpose and put it to work for you out there on the internet and make additional income through digital marketing. And that's the beauty of this program, is if you are willing to learn new skills, and I had to learn new skills because, like I said, I'm 58, almost 59. I knew nothing about the internet, so I've got to learn new skills, but that's okay. I can learn anything. I'm 58 years young, and I can learn anything. They said if I have to learn new skills, I've got to be coachable, so I've got to listen to the coaches. And there's live trainings. There's live meetings and everything where they're training us too. So I've got to be coachable. I have to implement what they teach. I can't just sit there. If they teach me and say I've got to make a YouTube video and put it out there, then that's what I'm doing, okay? And I'm learning it as I go. And then I put that out there, and they also say I have to be consistent, okay? I have to be consistent. So whatever, if you're a social media person and you have a Facebook or you have a YouTube or you Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, TikTok, whatever it may be, you can use that platform to earn money. And this training will show you how to do that. And while we're doing it, we can also be fulfilling our purpose through Jesus. And, so it's okay. We can have our faith in our business at the same time. We can call on him. He'll support us. He'll guide us. He'll give us courage. He'll strengthen us whenever we're down. And that's what I'm doing. I developed a guide to give you for free that he inspired. It's called the Guide Her. And I'm going to give it to you free to help you discern what it is your purpose is, what is your calling. Because I know if you found this video, he's led you to me. And I'm going to lead you to a way to make an extra income and also be faithful to him. And you're not being selfish, you're not being greedy, and you can use your gifts and your calling to make that extra income out there. No matter what gifts he gave you or whatever he's calling you to do, he brought you here to learn digital marketing so that you could put it out there. And if it's evangelizing for him, when you're successful, that's great. You know, you're going to get out there, you're going to succeed, and everybody's going to ask you, how did you do it? And you say, well, through my faith and through my gifts that the Lord gave me. That's how I did it, and through digital marketing. So if you want to know more about me and the process, then get my Guide Her, and I will help you. All you have to do is say guide her in the comments, or you can click on the link in the description below this video. And there's also another link to my community that I've developed. So I've been learning all kinds of things in a short amount of time. So it doesn't take a long time, but it takes consistency and building. You've got to build, and you've got to put things out there. Excuse me. So you can get my free guide, and you can also get into my community, where it's a community of faith Christian women that we're all supporting each other to become successful and to fulfill God's purpose for us. All right, I'm Jenifer. I'm praying for you, and I hope you go get my Guide Her. Thank you. Bye.